No, we were just having fun, like terrified and being like, let's leave some room for Jesus in this conversation. But
She's
then later,
freaking out.
you know,
She's
she
freaking out.
short circuits.
Yeah. I mean, she's freaking out, but like anyone can see that she's like definitely on the same page as Alex. She's just like, she's so like wrapped up in like, what is going on? What are people going to think of her? Because that's like Paige's whole deal, that she cannot deal with this.
Yeah.
The same page as Alex.
So then part 1 immediately starts with Paige is still really freaked out, and it's the next morning, and she like comes into her room and like opens the blinds, and Alex wakes up, and Paige just like dithering about and is like, all right, so we have to go to school, and and Alex just like, Paige, like, calm down, like, can we talk about this? And then Paige immediately gets like defensive and assholey and is like, I can't deal with this, I can't do it, like, I can't deal with you right now. And I'm like, oh, Paige, just pushing her away and being an asshole because you can't deal with your feelings.
I wonder if this is how Paige started to react when Dylan came out, because way back when she said that it was like really hard at first for her to accept her brother, and I'm like, I wonder if this all comes from like a place of like self-hating queerness.
Probably.
Or like,
yeah, probably. And then also just like the perception of others is like all that Paige is really concerned about. She has like an idealized version of who she thinks she is, and we all know Paige is like a planner and doesn't like stray from like her like image and from her beliefs and what she thinks is true. So this is just like a curveball that she can't deal with because it's not fitting into like the box that she has created for who she thinks that she is.
Well, Paige is like a very confident, assertive person. Like, she's very comfortable with herself. So to try and not knowing who she is probably really terrifying.
That's also very true.
She's freaking out.
Yeah, she's freaking out. So then we're at school and Hazel.
Oh, wait.
Is, like, crying.
Sorry to interrupt again, but I just really needed to get one more note before we go into the next scene. Sister Act Slut Dance is going to be the name of my memoir.
It made me laugh a lot. I wrote that down too. I was like, oh, Sister Act Slut Dance. Sure, fine. Yeah, it's, Paige. And then Alex is like, just fine, let's go to school. I'll make sure to walk 20 paces behind you. And I'm like,
yeah,
I'm sad.
And then they get to school and Hazel is talking to Paige like what happened? Like, did you hook up with someone? Like, who do I know him? Is he famous? And Paige is like, I mean, you know him, maybe. Like, she's being kind of cagey.
She's like, you know them, but they're not famous. I'm like, okay. And then Darcy comes up to Paige and she's
they're
like,
at cheer practice.
Yeah, because they're at cheer practice. And Darcy comes up to Paige and she's like, so, are we going to learn the new cheer? The new cheer that you said you were going to make up in honor of Kevin Smith?
For the Thank You Kevin Smith assembly? And I'm like, oh my God.
Remember in school when you had assemblies about things that were dumb and pointless? Anyway, so she's like, Paige is like, yeah, totally that one. And I just wrote down, I'm like, Paige is a terrible Spirit Squad captain.
She's awful. And she's like, yeah, like, at lunch, I'll just get everything typed up, and then we'll meet and practice later. I'll make the most brilliantish cheer. I'm like, oh boy.
See, this is why it needed to be a cheerocracy, because cheer-tatorships just makes Paige complacent.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not good at it.
Nope. And then
being a real cheer-tator, Torrance.
So then the next scene, Snake pulls up on his sport bike, and Emma and Spike are in the car, and Emma's like, I still can't believe you let him keep that. And Spike is like, oh, it makes him happy. Like, when you love someone, you make like compromises and la la la. And Emma's like, Mom, he looks stupid. And like, but she's clearly she hasn't told her mom about what happened. And
but
she's
like, you can see that she's like thinking about it, like that. She's like, because Spike is like, so you wanted me to drive you to school? Like, what did you want to talk about? That usually means that you want to talk. And Emma's like, nothing. Nothing. Whatever. Fine. Bye. See you later.
She's still like struggling about like whether it's her place to tell her mom about it, or like she's still trying to like let Snake be the one to talk to her about it, but it's like a shitty situation. So then Emma walks into school, and it's amazing. And she just like walks into school, and Miss H is like, "Oh, good morning, Emma." And then Emma's just like, "Don't talk to me," and it's great.
Oh wait, I have a note pertaining. First of all, that was a very funny scene. I loved how she was like, "Don't talk to me,"
and then
Miss
she's
H
like,
was
"Oh,"
"Ah."
and then she and Mr. Simpson share a look, and then she's like, "Oh fuck, she knows."
But I forgot to mention this from my notes. When Snake and Emma are having the conversation in the kitchen, and he's like, "Haven't you ever made a mistake and been with a person that you knew you weren't supposed to be with and it was wrong?" And I was like, okay, so it's extremely relevant to her storyline right now, but she is 16. Why would he assume that that's a thing that would be a part of her life? Like, haven't you ever been with someone that's forbidden? I'm like, no, I'm 16. I've had one boyfriend.
Yeah, as far as he's concerned, she's only dated like Sean and Chris,
and neither of them were problems.
Jay. Yeah.
Well,
what?
he doesn't really know.
And, well, he remember when he was like, "Jason, can I please talk to my daughter?"
Oh, right. I guess
But
I guess that was like, maybe he was thinking about when she was like doing shit with Jay in the ravine, because she had that gonorrhea thing, and she did like come to them at the end of that.
That's a good point.
It makes me remember back to like when Emma was a lot younger at Snake and Spike's wedding, how she like immediately went to Mr. Simpson and dropped the ball about the pregnancy.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, you know what? She's matured. She knows that there's a time and a place. She has a lot of love for Mr. Simpson.
Yeah.
And just
maybe it's basically her dad now. I think it's like it's not like she caught her shitty stepdad cheating on her mom. Like, he is her father figure. It's like this almost same as like catching like your dad cheating on your mom, like whether he's biologically related to you or not. It's like the same emotional weight of that. So I think she's struggling with like, she loves both of her parents, but like she knows he needs to come clean about it.
Yeah, but anyway, Ms. H and Snake give each other a look, and I'm like, yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Also, in regards to the stupid jacket, I'll have you know that I had a friend growing up, Hannah, whose dad went through the exact same midlife crisis pretty much and got a motorcycle, except it was the same jacket but blue, and I was just getting
See, my dad got a motorcycle as like a midlife crisis thing, but my dad already rode motorcycles, so it was just that he got a new motorcycle.
That's definitely different.
He didn't get a dumb jacket either. He already had a leather jacket for a motorcycle. It's black. It doesn't have embellishments. He doesn't look like he's trying to be an extra in Drive.
Oh boy. So then we are in class, and Marco and Paige like walk in together, and Paige is like, "Hey, so do you ever like think about girls ever?" And then Marco's like, "Did you miss the part where I dated your brother for like 2 years?" And Paige's like, "No, I mean, like, do you ever just like think about girls like anyway? Like, I don't know." And he's like, "Wait, is there a girl who likes me? Who like, are you gonna try to set me with a girl?" And he's like, is delighted in like the thought of like a girl having a crush on him. He's like, thinks it's hilarious.
Like, he has the cutest expression on his face. I'm like, Marco, it's a miracle that not every person in this school is in love with you.
I know. I'm in love with you.
I'm like, he could have taken that really, really poorly. Like, you don't believe my sexuality is real, but instead he's like, oh my god, a girl likes me.
It's so funny.
It's adorable. And then she's like, no, this girl kissed me, and I just...
Well, no, she's like, no, I mean, a girl likes me right now. And he's like, oh my god, is it Heather Sinclair? I knew it.
The way
like,
she looks at you.
No. And then she's like, last night Alex and I kissed, and he's like,
no, he doesn't say who. She doesn't say who was. She just says we kissed, and then he's like, wait, who? And then Alex walks in,
and then he's like, oh my god.
It takes him a little while, though, because first Alex walks in. He's like, Alex, come sit with us. We're talking about last night. And Alex is like, actually, I'm going to sit over here. Bye. And Alex and Paige, like, make eye contact. And then, like, you watch it, like, dawn on Marco, and he makes the best facial expression of, like, oh!
And then Paige is like, yeah, we kissed last night. And then, like, the bell rings and class starts, and they can't talk about it anymore. And then
what's up, Allegra?
Just for the record, it would have taken Spinner like 6 episodes to get that.
Spinner can't figure shit out ever. It takes him so long.
And then
Spinner.
So then Alex like emails Paige and is like, "Hey, can we talk at lunch or something?" And then Paige is like, "Sorry, I have Spirit Squad. I can't. I'm busy." And then she sends back, "But my second period is free. Do you want to meet in like the laneway?" Which I guess is like another word for the alley on the side of the school, because that's where they go meet eventually. And then they're like,
"Wait, question. Why did these kids have so much freedom to like come in and out of their school? Like we had like major rules about leaving the school and coming back."
I know, same.
We're so trustworthy in Canada.
Maybe
I almost
she
said
had
Canada.
Canada. Maybe she had like a lax class where she knew she could take an extra long lunch break, or she had like study period or something. I have no idea.
I mean, as a person who used to sneak out of school during the daytime all the time, I can assure you, like, it was really hard. You had to be really sneaky or think you were really sneaky. I don't know.
I know. And they're like in an indoor school. Like, it would have been easier at my high school, at our high school, because we went to school in California and it was like outdoor. Like, it was like individual buildings. We didn't have hallways. It was all outside. So it's easier to like sneak out that way.
Weird.
It's because we didn't have weather. Like,
yeah.
We didn't need indoor school stuff. But like Degrassi's all indoors, so I'm sure it's even harder to sneak out of that kind of situation.
It is.
I straight up for a very long time growing up thought that all the movies and TV shows with like single building schools were fake.
I know. I'm like,
or like
all of my schools are outside. Like, this is just movie sets, right? It's like, no, sweet baby, you don't live where weather is. But yeah, so then Alex is like waiting in this alleyway and fucking Jay like comes up. Jay is just like stalking her at this point. He pops up.
He's bored.
Like everywhere. Like, but it's like everywhere where Alex is. And it again just feeds into like, he's like trying to hold on to any like friend connection that he has. And I think this is when Alex is like, "Oh, I'm sitting in an alley and what do you know? A rat appears," or something like that.
And Jay like returns
Paige's
shoes, but he's like, "But first you have to promise me that we're gonna hang out again." Like, he's just lonely.
He's so lonely.
Well, he says, "I'm not giving them back until you tell me why you want to hang out with her so much." But then Paige shows up and then he gives her the shoes, and I'm like, I think Jay was like totally bluffing about the shoes, because like the reason he gave them back because he's like, wait, I still might want to be friends with Paige later, so I'll like.
He has to keep his options open. He's lonely.
He's so lonely and sad.
So lonely.
And then he walks away, and then they're like starting to talk, and Paige is like, I mean, I don't even know what happened. She's like, I'm not a lesbian.
Yeah, I just wrote whispers lesbian.
I wrote that down too. And then she's like, I don't like people like you who wear black and navy and who like hate everything. And then Alex is like, I don't hate you. And it's like, oh my God.
And then she like gives her some shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember
reading magazines and wearing pink and shit like that.
And I'm like, guys,
it wasn't as funny as wears black with navy.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, guys, you know what bisexuality is, right?
No one on this show except for Kevin Smith seems to know what bisexuality is, which came out of nowhere. I'm like, why is Kevin Smith the like only person who understands sexuality on this show?
But then
they don't say the word bisexual till like season 7.
Yeah, Kevin Smith says bi, and that's it.
Yeah,
but then as we get.
But then
he's
they
like
kiss.
Gay, straight, bi.
Yeah, whatever. But then they kiss again in the alleyway, and it's cute. And then
Jay sees them.
Yeah,
and he's lurking like a fucking weirdo.
And he's so offended.
He's so offended, and then he like goes and seeks out Hazel, who he calls Hazy. By
like my good friend Hazy. I'm like,
yo,
what?
my friend Hazy. We party with the Montreal boys. He wants friends, you guys. It's clear as day. There's like, look at Jay. Look at his motivations. He's either a sociopath who wants to ruin everyone's lives, or he just desperately wants friends.
He wants
What
friends,
is more realistic?
but he's just so bad at it because then he goes to Hazel and is immediately like, hey, so I saw this happening. Like, your girl Paige is, like, kissing Alex in the alleyway. Like, what the fuck's up with that?
I
Like,
mean,
maybe he's trying to gossip, but...
Here's the thing. I totally get why he's doing this.